most highly anticipated movie of the year, coming out in only 5 days, or 4, or 3, depending on if you get a pre-showing, which I will probably not. I have decided to dedicate this week to the Man of Steel with Man of Steel Week! Some of you may be wondering, but Kevin, with your strange, random, and albeit bizarre different sense of segments, how can you make it all relate back to one movie? Just you wait and see! Cue title scene. Alright, to start Superman Week off, or Man of Steel Week, or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to put a little spin on box office numbers. This week, when I read off the numbers and then give my reasons, I will also say how I think this film will do in a new Man of Steel-powered world. Now then, without further ado, let's begin. Coming in at 6th place is the new Star Trek Into Darkness with 11 million, followed by Epic with 12 million. Then, the new Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson comedy, The Internship, with $18 million, followed by Now You See Me, the Mark Ruffalo and Jesse Eisenberg film with 19.5 million. Then, Fast and Furious 6, the film that features Bold vs. Bold with Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, with 19.76 million. And coming in at number 1, The Purge, the Ethan Hawke film. That's the only interesting thing about it, with 36 million. Now then, without further ado, you can see the numbers here. First up, before I go any further, I'm pretty darn certain most of these films will make silly numbers when compared to Man of Steel. However, this has been an interesting box office week. Fast and Furious 6 is only the 3rd film in history to have made it 2 weeks at first place on a Memorial Day weekend. Typically it goes high and then it goes low again. I think the first was Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, and the second was Jurassic Park. Well, those films came out in reverse order, but you know what I mean. Now then, without further ado, let's see why things are the way they are. First up is Star Trek. Let's face it, this film was kind of a disappointment for box office wise. You had a badly done PR campaign, you had all the luster of the film being taken by Star Wars, and you have a villain that kind of leaves for a few confusing continual and time continual errors. But other than that, if this was any other movie, to make the money this film has would be an amazement and an improvement and a definite sequel. Well, we will get a sequel, but it won't have Abrams at the helm, which could lead for some different PR campaigns. Then is Epic. Animation domination, not anymore. The Croods was able to hold on steady in the box office for almost 2 frickin' months. This film has fallen faster than I could have imagined. I would have liked to have seen this movie, and I've heard good things. But the thing is that the summer movie season is a very hard time for a film like this to do good. If this came out the same time as The Croods, it probably would have been number 1 for multiple weeks, because there was simply nothing good out at the time. Right now, it's just getting lost in a sea of Iron Man and men wearing tights and everything else that it's done well, but not as good as under different circumstances it would have. Then you've got The Internship, a fun, enjoyable comedy. And before I go any further, let me just say that I think both Epic and Star Trek will not be on this list next week. Star Trek has had its time, and like I said, it didn't get the amount of momentum it needed. Epic was nice and interesting, but realistically, not that great. Epic might remain consistent for the next few weeks, but realistically, every kid's going to want to see Superman, not little people. With the new comedy starring just everyone I don't care about coming out, it will most likely be a big hit and steal a lot of these other films' luster. Do I think it will beat Man of Steel? God, no. But expect to never hear me talk about these 2 movies again. Then it's The Internship. This film has the unique potential to remain consistent. Vincent Vaughn movies tend to either be really funny or really not. But this film is very interesting. It's very by the numbers. You know what's going to happen. It's very straightforward. But people are still laughing and having fun with it. It was a cheap movie to make. I'm pretty certain Google paid for the whole thing. It's probably already made its money back. I do think it will remain consistently on this list next week with Man of Steel to contend to. Because the thing is that it's a funny movie. There's nothing insulting about it, nothing bad. It's just like a fun film to sit back and laugh and giggle. Then you've got Now You See Me. The only true magic trick here was as the money dwindled away. This film I thought looked very interesting. A true magic adventure, a very creative heist movie. But the thing is that it's really kind of lacking a little luster. Why? People don't pay to see original movies. The thing is that people complain all the time that everything's just a ripoff of something else. Well, guess what? People aren't paying to go see them. This film still made an insane amount of money, but a film like this, realistically, because of its originality, should have done better than at least Fast and Furious. But the thing is that people don't want to see original stuff. They want to see the same stupid things over and over again. If you're out there and you want to see something original, tell me. Because it shows there are still true movie fans out there, and true movie fans, though they have their problems with it, say this film is pretty good. It will probably still be on here next week with Man of Steel to contend to, but it will probably drop a few places. Then you've got Fast and Furious 6. Like I said, nothing but pure adrenaline action combined with a ridiculous story, uninteresting characters, and only 2 decent actors. Why? Because I saw Fast 5, and I'm pretty certain they're all the exact same thing. They're just straightforward. They're straightforward violence and big action. You go to a lot of foreign countries, our films do insanely good there because of that. Plus, it's still a franchise with a loyal fan base. It'll probably either be number 2 or number 3 next week, depending on how people review This Is the End. And coming in at number 1, The Purge. This film will drop like an egg, which is what I heard the acting in this movie is. I was going to see this movie last night, but got caught up with something stupid. The thing is that from the sounds of it, this film really, it's got an interesting premise, and it's being shown well in its promo ads, which is why it did so well this weekend, but it's executed terribly. It really apparently just turns into a violent slasher flick halfway through, and you just forget the reasons for it. It's just a pure, annoying film. The children are terrible actors. Everyone is so one-sided. Ethan Hawke and the wife do fine. But even at that, it still pales in comparison to what this film could have been. I expect it to drop 2 or 3 places, all depending on how Man of Steel and This Is the End do. In that, Man of Steel will do number 1. In fact, the big question with Man of Steel is, will it make $100 million in its opening weekend? I don't know. The thing is, you can't underestimate the power of a bad movie. Superman Returns, though for me was pretty good, because I was a kid and haven't watched it since, realistically didn't do it for a lot of people. People didn't really like it that much. Will that influence some people? From the sounds of it, no. But the thing is that there will be people who, when they go to spend their money at the movie theater this weekend coming up, they'll ask themselves, do they want to see a funny, interesting movie with actors they all like? Or do they want to see a film where the last one wasn't that great? The thing is, Superman has been out of the realm of interest for a while now. It would have been nice if we had gotten a Superman animated series to coincide with this film, like it used to be done for Batman and Superman. But the thing is that those haven't been working. Superhero cartoons have been failing after only 2 seasons. And the thing is that why put all that money in that campaign when they can put the money in these awesome trailers? And though they're awesome, a trailer can't reach kids the same way that a TV show can. Part of the reason Iron Man 3 did so good is because Iron Man is in your face all the time. Superman isn't anymore. Will I think this film's do good? Yeah. Do I think it'll make $100 million at some point? Yeah. Do I think it'll make it $100 million in just its opening weekend alone? It's a long shot. But we'll have to wait and see what happens while I come up with more things to nitpick about the previews and all that stuff. Till later.